have with us Mr. Lokesh Kaushal, Regional Segment Leader, Packaging, Asia Pacific, Rockwell Automation. May I request all of you to please welcome him? Sir, over to you as we get to know more about the spectacular program that Rockwell Automation does.
Hello, everyone, and a very good afternoon. We at Rockwell Automation are striving to bring connected enterprise to life. We connect controls and information layers across the enterprise to help organizations and people be more productive and sustainable. And today, I'm going to talk about what are some of the solutions in warehousing and supply chain which are going to bring the next shift and is very relevant given the today's scenario, right? With that, I'll begin my presentation. And given today's scenario, we see there are many challenges, right? And that you face with respect to improving productivity, reducing downtime, as well as striving to be the best that you can. And it becomes much more relevant given today's scenario, wherein we are seeing major disruptions on the supply chain side because of the COVID scenario, right? We at Rockwell Automation went through a drastic transformation wherein we brought together a converged architecture connecting our operation layer and information layer together so as we are able to bring operational information right from the shop floor to make meaningful business decisions across the entire enterprise. And the benefits were astonishing, right? We could achieve productivity improvements by up to 5% a year, right? While reducing inventory days from 120 to 80, and a drastic reduction in capex of 30%. All this while improving on lead times from our suppliers, which were reduced by almost 50%, right? And these are the benefits all our customers can also reap, and some are already doing that by leveraging the power of digital transformation and bringing connected enterprise to life. Next, let's look at what are the various automation solutions which are applicable in the supply chain space. Right? Automation technologies have been proven to speed up and streamline processes in warehouse and distribution, but still, majority of the companies are behind on the adoption of the technology. Right? It could begin from as small as a dock automation, automating inbound and outbound transfers, which can provide you significant time savings of the level of up to 50% at least, going up to loop sortation systems or advanced sortation systems, which help in handling multiple packets per hour in the range of 3,000 up to 12,000 packets per hour can be handled. And the advanced storage and retrieval systems, which enable real-time utilization of shop floor, both linearly as well as vertically, and thus giving you real advantages of space savings. And moving up to advanced implementation of robotics in packaging, which allow you to ensure error proofing as well as reduce the manual labor, which can lead to ergonomic and lifestyle challenges because of the repetitive load lifting. Right? The other area which has been emphasized by different panelists today is data integration. Right? Today, if we look at the enterprise, information typically is inside the confined enterprise, and it is not being able to connect outside to suppliers, to customer analysis together, right? With data integration, you can bring together your suppliers' information as well as monitor your inventory in real time and plan the demands accordingly, and thus busting the silos and making one seamless connectivity via which you will be able to optimize your inventories as well as your workflows. Various amount of data can be available globally on mobile platforms based on the access levels. IoT and analytics is another stream which is really helping to predict errors in the current workflows as well as future errors based on the patterns that you see in the system. Right? Traditionally, systems were able to only provide you a description of what a fault is, right? That is now going towards a full diagnostic coverage, thus telling you why did it happen, right? As well as going to a predictive approach that when it will happen, right? And thus, there's a human input required to make that decision, how to take that corrective action, when to plan the preventive downtimes so as you are able to correct, and other preventive actions from a routing perspective, route optimization perspective, as well as supplier perspective. And the final part of the analytics story will be when it becomes prescriptive, right? It is telling you, based on the analysis and the data you're feeding to the system, that what you should do and how you should do it. And clubbed together with automation and machine learning, it will start taking automated decisions and taking it to the action levels, right? So next, let's have a look at a key piece of technology, which we call as independent cart solutions. Now, for standard sortation systems, they are always dependent upon the space which is required. Whereas independent cart solutions are able to provide higher production rates up to 30% at least over the traditional systems, and also removing the shackles of the space requirements, because now you can easily merge and divert your products. You can achieve changeovers in as simple as a click from a recipe, and thus changing from a different SKU to another one, right? And leveraging independent cart, you are able to reduce a lot of transmissions in the system, and thus also able to reduce the losses that happen, right? That helps you to achieve optimized machine design. All this while providing you with a drastic flexibility of how you move the system together. In traditional systems, all your carriers are connected together. Whereas in case of independent cart, each carrier is individually controlled. And thus you are only spending the energy depending upon how many carriers are moving at a given time. And you don't unnecessarily need to move at a very high load continuously. These are some of the key advantages on independent cart side, and we are seeing great adoption in warehousing space, right? The other key piece of technology which is being adopted is digital twin, right? We have been doing CAD design for far too long, right? But what about taking that design in 3D models and putting them into action on your computers, right? You can take your ideas and you can see that what results it's bringing. You can optimize the unused space that otherwise might have gone overlooked or was a part of a safety margin. You can simulate these systems in detail to identify bottlenecks, improving throughputs, and doing the analysis, and thus reducing the risk of investment and have a repeatable experimentation, right? Traditionally, you will start building a system and do multiple repetitions till you achieve the required results. And that all can be done virtually while you are parallelly thinking multiple concepts, and thus reducing your time to build a sustainable supply chain shorter, right? Given today's scenario, there's a lack of manpower availability to commission and execute the projects. How do you overcome that? And a lot of warehousing related projects are also massive in scale. And thus, a supplier who is supplying you for the entire system will not be able to build that in real time at their own premises. Hence, while the structure is being built from scratch in your warehouses, they can parallelly utilize digital twin approach to do virtual commissioning, right? And in turn, they could utilize the model which has already been tested and simulated and build their controls code on top of it, providing you with a ready to installed and commissioned system with minimal time required on site just for testing. We have been discussing about digital transformation right from the beginning of the day, right? And why it is important. It is important because it helps you take advantage of one asset that very little organizations are utilizing today. That is your own raw data on the shop floors. And by leveraging a platform that provides you access to the plant data, as well as being capable of connecting to the enterprise layer as well as your suppliers, so as you are able to connect the dots and bring everything out so as to best optimal solution. That is what Factory Talk Innovation Suite helps you achieve, right? It provides you IoT capability. Thus, you can connect all your assets, whether it is material handling equipments, trucks on the move, and you can do the entire fleet management and see the statistics of operation live in front of you, right? Augmented reality helps you to simplify the operational workflows. I heard one of the panelists today saying that a lot of workforce shifted, right? And they face the challenge within this shut lockdown period onto training new manpower. That could be drastically reduced once you have augmented reality guided workflows. And these could also be utilized for error proofing. A lot of time the SKUs can have catalog numbers as large as 20, 40 digits. What what are the chances that a person will not miss that, and how many times you'll iteratively have it checked? So the systems can automatically check that, right? And fit for purpose applications help you gain performance and quality control over your operations. Leveraging edge computing, analytics, and artificial intelligence, you are able to do the predictive analysis before a fault happens. All this is enabled by smart machines and equipments. It's not that you set a platform on the top and there's nothing behind that is supporting it. For your platform to really understand what is happening, your assets also need to be intelligent. They needs to be able they need to be able to self-diagnose that what are the some of the challenges, and based on that, put them into context, right? And that data will then be utilized by this platform to analyze and optimize your operations, thus helping you to achieve digital innovation as well as a seamless supply chain that is ready for the future. That's it from my side. I'll be more than happy to take any questions.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Kaushal. What a pleasure having you here. And as we look forward to connecting with your team, I'd once again like to request all our delegates to please head on to Rockwell Automation booth, and the team will be happy to connect with you. Thank you, Mr. Kaushal. It's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you, Isha. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.